when I was approached about doing an exhibition in this space, I wanted to respect and honor the actual physicality of the gallery, which has these beautiful wooden walls and the stonework, not try to use this space as a painting gallery. And so what I ended up doing was making these linear pieces that I consider my notes. These paintings that have a certain kind of hieroglyphic-y kind of quality to them, which is my way of looking into the mysteries or the unknowns around migration. I always try to start from something as a reference point. And so with these, I started with collaging on 8 books about migration. Underneath the painted surfaces, you look closely, you'll see elements of the covers of these 8 books. It's kind of typical of my painting approach is to just layer and layer and layer things on and take things off using that kind of process. But I also wanted to, instead of hanging them on the wall, I thought just this notion of like leaning them to kind of infer the casualness, the idea of taking notes. This is not a book, it's not something that's finished, it's just my notes, it's my thinking about this in the process of painting. Consistently with the 8 vertical panels, I made this large painting, The Great Migration North and South. This painting came about because of my curiosity of what would the paintings that I make that kind of come out looking almost like a map, like a typographical map, what they would look like if they were seen from a bird's eye view. These panels were set up to be able to move around. So, like, for instance, they're on wheels, so can actually kind of move out. And they can, so it could serve as a table for a group meeting of people, or it could be, you could have breakout conversations. In my own imaginative way, thinking about the North and the South. And I kind of reflect that with the density of activity, the sense of color, more green in the South, more space, kind of less populated areas. And then as you kind of move through and you go north, you get these kind of real busy areas that kind of move around, which was kind of the representation of the people that settled here coming from the South. The whole point of this was to have this exhibition be an impetus for conversation around issues of migration, which Chicago was deeply, impacted by. If the opportunity allows, I will just play dominoes. If you get somebody that wants to play, I'll light it up with them. And yeah, you domino. All right, and then you take 5 from me. Okay, so that's one way. Now let's play it the other way where you don't count. You just play until whoever gets rid of theirs first in domino, then you get the points that the other person have left in their hands.